We're coming through. We're coming through. Reverse the curse. Send back the order. Reverse the curse. Send back the order. Where he come from? Anywhere he come from. If a Jamaica, if a Clarendon, if a St. Thomas he come from, St. Mary, okay. Send it back. Send it back. We don't want to hear ya. Come out of Jamaica. Leave we Highland. Leave Jamaica. Leave Jamaica. We say leave Jamaica. We are going to go Jamaica.
I'm not sorry, no, me not sorry. Me listen to Pdtv show.
Put up Pdtv there.
So many things I did not know until I tuned in on this show. I'm not sorry.
Oh yes.
No, me not sorry.
Oh yes.
No, me not sorry at all.
No, you have to see it. Wait.
Tonight we're going to begin not just by sharing a really powerful story with you, but we're also going to ask the question whether poverty has become a death sentence in Jamaica. This is 48-year-old Stacey Ann Wright. She says she's trapped inside her own body. She says she's been bounced from hospital to hospital, told one surgery would cost 1.5 million Jamaican dollars, then later faced a staggering bill of 7.8 million Jamaican dollars. So how does an ordinary market vendor find nearly $8 million just to stand on her own 2 feet? Again, as you can see, her leg is badly injured. She says the father of her child, who helped support her over the years, has died, so she can't work. She says she doesn't even own a walker to get by, so she's stuck in bed all day. And to make matters even worse, her family is struggling to bury her brother. So this raises some uncomfortable questions, doesn't it? If Jamaica has a public healthcare system, why are people still being quoted life-changing sums for surgeries they simply can't afford? How many other Jamaicans are sitting at home in pain because they were born poor? Tonight, we're going to put humility and humanity before politics, because behind every stories like these, when we come across them online, there is a real person, right? A real person whose life has been turned upside down. Stacey is with us now tonight to tell us more about her story. Stacey, welcome to the show.
Hello, good night.
Welcome, Stacey. Can we see Stacey? Is Stacey able to turn your camera on, Stacey? Can we see you? Okay. Welcome, Stacey.
Good night.
Good night, Stacey. I feel like I explained your story, but take us back to that day back in 2023. What exactly happened when you fell to the point where you're now in a bed and you're unable to walk?
All right, I'll take you back from about 2019, when I start to have problem with the foot.
Okay.
All right, from 2019, I feel like sometimes I have muscle contract in it. Like when time I go on my bed, I have muscle contract in it. One time I don't have a market I sell, I'm a fall down there. And I could walk, so them carry me go public. When I go public, them say nothing bad never happened to it. Like them say the muscle tear. So them give me medication and one injection and so, and I start walk back on it. Long after that, boy, in 2023 now, I do up on my yard one Sunday, and I sit down and I get up and I walk and fall down again with the same foot. And I got public in the night. But doctor did all it does, put my foot in a sack and give me one prescription and send me one and send me to come back the Tuesday. When I end up back up there the Tuesday, when one doctor see my foot, him say me now go home, me have to admit, because doctor did send me when I first place should have admit me. So when me admit on the ward, them say I'm doing TT scan, them say them find one blood clot in one eye, blood clot in her foot. So me end up stay a month and had nearly 2 months in a hospital with the foot. And me come out. And me go clinic. But one eye doctor them did say me just have to lose weight and then me can walk back on the foot.
Does your
Anyway,
weight,
me
Stacey, have much to do with that?
don't know that them did say. Me end up and me lose the weight. Them they give me one prescription. But me start walk back on the foot and the foot never did a bother me. So me walk on the foot good back again. End up now in a 2023. Me fall down again. This time them said they want a knee replacement. So then me either go public, so then say, doctor, if you do the knee replacement, no longer they are KPH. In their UC. So me have to go UC. When me go UC, me see one team a doctor. Then look for me, then say them a go try and help me. To make me walk again. So me look the help for get the things them for buy up, for do the surgery. When the day when me go in now for get the date, for do me surgery. All if one eye doctor them say ask me say if me need that she go admit me for me go do the surgery. No. When me go for go, she say if me can't money can bend. Me say no. Me never see she before. At first she go talk to me and that day when me go admit for do the surgery. She said if the knee can bend, me say no. She turned to the rest of the doctor them and said if her knee cannot bend, I cannot do that surgery. What I plan to do and that surgery cannot work. So she said me for go do a X-ray and come back to her. So me go and do the X-ray. When me go back to her, she said that surgery can no longer do. But them are going to send me to another team of doctor. So then give me one different paper and I go to another team. That was a Friday. Me used to go to a Monday clinic. So I start go to a Friday clinic now. And I see that team of doctor there. The doctor, when I see that doctor there, them say is a totally knee replacement surgery me I go on. So him give me the prescription. When me carry the place, a 7.8 million for the something them for do the knee replacement. Me can't afford that.
Why are you crying, Stacey?
I just can't able to help myself again.
Listen, I know it's not easy for you to come on tonight and to do this and to speak publicly. Just wanting something that we can all probably, if we're in foreign countries, we can walk past these things on the side of the street or in a skip or somewhere. And doing this, I know it's a little bit difficult and you didn't want to do this, but I think we can all sympathize and really understand your struggle and your pain. If there's anyone that wants to, if you've got a spare walker, if you're in Jamaica and you want to connect with Stacey, we can put you in touch with her if anyone wants to try and help out with a walker. I want to try and talk to you about your mental health and how you've been coping since 2023. Has there been any incentive by the health service, the health system to help you or to give you a loan in order to have the operation that you need? Or is it a case where you can only have the operation if you have the money?
One time I did go up a UC, the UC did refer me to one place, but I can't go ask for help. But the lady say, also government for help me, the government can only help me with 2 million. I have to find the rest. She said the government can only help me with 2 million. Me have to find the rest of the money. But
Can everyone?
otherwise,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
otherwise, me not get no help from nobody. And then my baby father we would have day here, but help me and see to it, me get things that me need. Him dead.
If everyone here is able to share this program tonight with people who we want to try and get as many people to understand Stacey's story, because the next item we're going to talk about afterwards are comments from the health minister himself, Chris Tufton, who was pointing the finger at medics, saying that they're to be blamed for the state of the healthcare system. But before we get there, right? How are you getting by day to day? Who is helping you in and out of bed? How do you get to the toilet? How are you getting food to eat, given that you can't work and you've mentioned that your partner has passed away, he's no longer around to help you?
My daughter them help me when them can help me. I have one son, him help me too. I'm a 17-year-old there. School lock, so she there every day, so she help me out. And if me for come out of bed, my son will come and help take me out, hold me and take me out. But if I have the walker, I can come down by myself. Just use the walker and come off by myself. But if him not there, I can't come off, I just have to stay in the bed. I'm use bed pan.
What do you mean you use a bedpan? What is that?
Something where you use. So we call it a Jamaica.
So you go to the toilet in the pan?
No, I can't walk. I use my bed pan.
I don't understand what a bedpan is, Stacey. Are you able to share with us what that is, just for context?
I use it on the bed.
Right. So you go to the toilet in bed.
Yeah.
Wow. If the Minister of Health, Chris Tufton, happens to see this, if your story happens to reach those who are able to help you or point you in the right direction, what would you want to say directly to him?
I want to ask him if him can, not only Minister Tufton, but the whole entirely diasporal overseas, any country at all, was see my situation, I want to help me. May I ask them, please, if them can help me. I want to get back on my foot and get for work. I help myself because I was a working person before. I know I cannot work for help myself. So I want to ask him if him can help me. If government of Jamaica can help me to get back on my foot, that would be greatly appreciated. So anybody who want to help me, it's hard. Anybody want to help me, that me can go back on my foot because I have my 17-year-old daughter. I should take her CXC them, she wait for her result. And if she pass them, I should want to go back to school September. Me no know how she go back because me not have no help. If me did a work, did a try to help her.
Do you know who your member of parliament is, Stacey Ann?
No. I don't know who my member. Cause me no normally live here, so me normally would have live at Fetcher's land. Then I move from Fetcher's land and I come Broadleaf Road, come live there. End up now because my foot sick and my daughter gone to school sometime, me alone there. Nobody not there for assist me. I end up my brother, but I'm a smaller brother to me. It end up saying me for move, come back. I'm here, I normally would have grow. So I normally, now I come back at me yard when I grow. So normally me would adapt me that see my niece them also. Would I see more people that when me live by myself. So me now I come back and I end up back live at my yard when I go that a wild time. My smaller brother, I come back.
So I think we're all trying to figure out who might be your MP. So
So
I
me
think
no know,
it's
so me no know
originally
no
Fle-
MP or
Fletcher.
nothing.
Where was it? So I think you might potentially be in the Prime Minister's constituency. It's the Prime Minister himself.
No,
No?
no. A Walter me the Mandela told it's not him.
Okay.
It would have be Olympic wear. I mean live a Mandela town. Waltham Park. Off Waltham Park Road, Mandela town. There's some live. I used to be Peter Phillips, but Peter Phillips, no, when me really young, I used to be Peter Phillips. But Peter Phillips, though, the years again, so I don't really know who. Because remember, too, me normally, in my house, I not go nowhere. I don't really know nothing about politics or so.
All right. We're going to figure it out. We'll do some work with you behind the scenes like we've been
Yeah.
doing with a lot of people sometimes when they come on this platform. And when you see them here, the work doesn't always end here. But Andrea Henry's asking, what is the price of a walker you're interested in? So Andrea, it sounds like Andrea might be willing to help you with a walker. And I guess that might just give you a little tiny bit of independence, but I know you will still have a long way to go to try and raise the funds to have your operation. So Andrea, if you can send us a message, Andrea, we can connect you directly with Stacey Ann, and maybe, the walker will go a long way in helping her out. And then we're going to try and do some work in terms of helping her get some help if there is any available politically. But Stacey, thank you for coming on and for sharing your story.
Yeah.
If people do want to reach out to you, is there a direct way that they can get in touch? Do you have like a...
Yeah, my phone number 320-1346. What another one, Parker?
Our phone, our WhatsApp number is 320-1346. Our calling number.
1 second. Andrea, 320-1346. Andrea Henry, 320-1346.
Yeah.
Yeah? So one should be fine. One should be enough. And Andrea, once you reach out, if you can keep us posted, and then Stacey Ann, keep us posted on how you get on with Andrea once she reaches out. And if you get a walker, let us update everyone and let us know that you got a walker, yeah? Or if it's easy for you guys tonight, you can send us a message, 876-320-1346. Sorry, that is Stacey's number on screen there, 876-320-1346. It's the least we can do, right? Just think about how much it takes for people to come on these platforms and to speak publicly and to try and, put their pride or whatever dignity they have aside in order to do this. And sometimes it's not their fault. It's the system. The system means that sometimes if you don't have the funds or the means of surviving, then you will be forgotten behind. So she's one of the forgotten voices, the people who often maybe are suffering out there who we don't hear from. So Stacey Ann, thank you for coming on tonight, for sharing your story.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Stacey Ann.
Thank you too.
Right. Do you know what? I think Stacey Ann's story is not just a cautionary tale, right, of the situation in this country, in Jamaica. And like I said, there are maybe hundreds or thousands of people out there like her who are suffering on a day-to-day basis, who don't have the luxury of having the resources to be able to tap into friends or, contacts in high places to get the help. And that leads me on to the next issue. And I did promise that we were going to touch on the fact that the health minister has basically decided to point the finger. In an interview, a few days ago, he basically says that underperforming medical professionals must accept the blame for the state of Jamaica's healthcare system. He argues that the poor performance, is not just a case where it's limited resources, but those things are contributing to patients being hurt and patient care being impacted. He says a new accountability framework is needed and will ensure that workers who fail to meet expected standards are held responsible. Now, for years, you've been told that a lack of money, a shortage of doctors, not enough nurses, not enough beds is the problem. Now, the minister is saying, hey, even though I'm the head of the health service. You can't blame me. You've also got to point at those who we employ and put in the system. And it's a claim that has sparked a lot of debate across social media. Is the minister finally confronting a problem no one wanted to talk about? Or is this an attempt, do you think, tonight, Jamaica, to shift the spotlight away from years of underfunding, staff shortages, and management failures? So tonight, I want to know who's really failing the patients of Jamaica? Who's really failing people like Stacey? Is it the patient's fault themselves? Where if they are from a lower class background, they don't have the ability to fend for themselves, so therefore they have to shoulder the blame? Underperforming staff, they exist. There's no doubt about that. We will find people who underperform in whatever profession of life that we're in. There's no question, but pinning a big share of that blame on the staff who are working and are often having to protest at the same time because of the conditions that they're having to work under is also legitimately not fair.
Me miss a call. Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah, it's who this?
The name is Ed Boy.
Hey. So them say you run gone left me. Them not
Run
say
well on. How me feel go and nobody never send me.
what can go so?
For you know. So I am up and running.
Oh.
But I want to say I am not sorry. I can never be sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
I could never be sorry to answer people.
No.
Yes, you're not sorry. Oh Lord, but Ed Boy, you're on the road, man. Ed Boy?
No, that's why I muted the mic a while ago. I have a trailer passing me making a lot of noise. Yeah?
Yes.
But let me say that I am listening and hearing what is happening. Yeah?
Yes.
And in due time, we'll say to people, it is clear that the man indicated that he's going to run. There's no question about that. So anybody who's a hush-hush and pretend like it's under the table, we all know that it was going to happen.
Man going to run, man going to... Oh, you're talking about such man.
Such man.
Oh.
But all I can tell him, this will be the third time he's losing in the party. Take me free advice as your friend. As your friend who you recruited to the YO. Take my free advice. Don't run. Because the same people who are telling you to run want you to lose.
Mighty God.
Because they use to test the water. Yeah? There has never been, and we could go some free facts, there has never been an internal election where the incumbent president of the party lose. Never. Never. So those are some facts you must take into consideration. The PNP don't give well to you challenging a leader, especially when it's not justified.
Oh Lord,
yeah?
Lord Jesus.
Especially when the party feels like it is less than 5 seats away from forming the government. I could understand if we had 14. Yeah?
Yes.
But you're talking about coming from 14 to 28. Yeah?
Yes.
But I want to say to my good friend, the apparent challenger, that understand that don't let nobody whisper in your ears. Because I know some of the whispering's coming from. Yeah? And I can tell you that some of the financing might very well come from the GLP for the internal election.
Whoa.
Did you hear what I said to you?
Some of the financing might come from the labor right.
They are the ones who are doing the financing.
Oh.
They are the ones who actually would do it, because I tell you why they would do it. It benefits them to have an unstable PNP. Understand that the only way they can stop and they can get their way now is if they start to instigate the instability, cause us to lose the additional councils we're going to win in the local government election, and then sell a narrative that see that the PNP cannot win again.
Oh.
That is the intention, you know.
Oh, so that explains why them start this so-called truth campaign in the Labour Party.
Right. So the truth campaign must coincide with
the destabilization of the PNP.
With the destabilization efforts. So over the next coming months, leading for the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to have a serious issue. Right?
So
and after you.
So that is why such man did the on a program the same time when the labor right them have them truth campaign. Oh, it makes sense now.
And not only that, you realize he deliberately did not answer the questions?
No, he couldn't answer them directly.
He could, we wouldn't have. But I am saying that is silly. If I want to challenge, which is in my constitutional right, what is wrong if I say I'm going to challenge the leader next year?
Yeah, you have a point there.
So no, you only no. But why I say it that way? Because you, by skirting around the issue, you only reveal your hand. People understand that you're not being real and genuine. That's the point. Because if you had come out and say fully that is his intention, then people would have said, okay, we understand it. But I tell you why I can't say fully, because it's not his intention. And this is where I leave a teacher. You know the politics more than some people. You remember sounding?
Yes.
Yeah? Nationwide was given the task to give the sounding. The sounding was whatever Nationwide tell them, based upon how they will monitor the social media and see the reaction. And because Mama San and others tell them go sit down in their lane and move themselves, right? And they go on almost every platform they go on that the PNP has a strong presence. They hear people say, no challenge at this time.
Yes.
If he was ever getting any good clearing and sounding from the last 2 weeks, he would have come out with more confidence. Mark my word as I tell you that.
So because he did the sounding last week, Monday, and never get the support, the groundswell, him just back off.
Yeah. And then also in the interim, you want to implicate other people with you. Because some of who Nationwide claim to be with him, they are not with him. They might have good relationship, but they would never see him as their leader.
So not really 12 him up then? About 4
we
or 5?
Don't have no 12. I would say he has about 4. Yeah? And 5 would make himself. Yeah? He would make 5. Right? And those 5 have an axe to grind. And we know why those axes are grinding. Yeah? One of the 5 wants to be a future leader. And so therefore, what do? You support somebody that is a future leader by ultimately ensuring that you support somebody who you know not going to stay long, because there's going to be a rule that nobody can make more than 2 terms.
Yes.
Do more than 2 terms. And so what do? You support somebody who has age on their side, so by the time it is your time, you can get your chance. And if you look at who the Gleaner says, or the Nationwide said is the alleged supporters, you can look and see that they have interest as well. So they're only using him to do it. And you know, it is so sad that he's so naive to not realize that this is the bigger thing. You have some weak men who are afraid to get up and do what they think they can, because they don't have the influence and they don't have the popularity. Yeah?
I see where you're going. Me like how you're reading the script of them. Because when we read them say, you know, me a bad mind, and me this and me that and me reality.
No, but you know, the potential challenger is my friend. I can pick up the phone and call him any day. We still enjoy a good relationship, and regardless of him wanting to challenge, he will be my friend. He will lose though, but he will still be he'll be my losing friend. Yeah. So I tell him, bring it on. Don't waste no time. Let us not argue over this. Bring it on. And I will march in every nook and cranny to ensure that Mark Golding remains the leader of the party. You know why? We must learn a principle that is called respect and wait your time. When Bunting had challenged, Bunting merely challenged and he lost. And what did they do? They still went out and supported Peterville. So sit down and wait. Yeah? Wait a little turn. Stop being manipulated into thinking that you have so much to offer to Jamaica that you can't wait your turn. Yeah? And there was something that I saw in the leading up of the general elections, and I'll go with that with my final observation. Do you know, in the leading up to the general election, that there was something I saw, at least 5 meetings I could point out, where the party leader came before the challenger, and the challenger came after, intentionally, with his efforts to to outshine the party leader.
Oh, say
Yeah?
You observe that several meetings. Repeat that, Edward. A lot of people never hear. Several meetings you go and the party leader.
Meeting. And the party leader went before the actual challenger arrived.
No, the party leader is the last one to arrive, and he decides to arrive after the party leader say the right
After, that is the point I'm making. Right, so the party leader is typically the last person who arrives. The challenger, right, arrived, was there, but only arrived when the party leader arrived. So the moment you welcome the party leader, and him gone to talk, is the challenger in the middle coming and they tell him, oh, please welcome the challenger.
Oh,
yeah? It was coordinated.
So don't think,
absolutely. So don't think that a lot of them you see that was running up and down in September. We're literally running up and down for them for the party. They were running up and down for themselves. Yeah?
My God.
They have always been this way. They have always served their own self-interest. I can go back. Remember, I know this man from him in Israel, St. Andrew, Andre.
Yes.
So I could tell anybody about it. Anyway, my brother, I won't stay long, but all I have to tell them, we will defend and fight any attackers and aggressors inside or outside of the PNP.
All right.
Venceremos. I go on.
Lord God, how will Ed boy can start up today, Lord?
Ball out! Whoa, yo.
So we appreciate you guys taking the time and for being with us on this Sunday evening. So I'm in for Andre Stevens, Noel Phillips here. Hey, everyone. So I feel like I was a little bit taken back by that story, because I feel like I built a career on, speaking up for the little people sometime. And Stacey and I had been speaking over the last couple of days, but when we did that interview and you kind of like saw the reality of what she was going through, it really hits you. And it just makes you realize just how precious life is. And we have a system where we have people that will take to the streets to shout about a football game and not about basic healthcare, basic humanitarian rights, human rights that people should be entitled to. So that's why I kind of feel a little bit shaky. Because, standing up for the people without a voice, or for the people who are born poor, listen, it's not a case where you want a medal or you want to, be sort of recognized for that. It's also believing that every human being, regardless whether we like each other or not, we should be afforded the basic rights. And if the systems and the institutions that exist that should be enforcing this, then that means something is going horribly wrong, so wrong, to the point where we have to start speaking out and say, no, this is not okay. I think if there's one thing that I've learned, and there'll be a lot of people here who will be much older than me, you will know that history remembers who stood with the powerless, not those who sat back and laughed and said, well, it's not my problem. Thank God I'm able to get by. But thank you to everyone and for all your nice comments about, Stacey and how much you enjoyed, sort of getting an insight into that feature there. I'm going to move on now and talk about another story. Like I said, that's got me. There's not much to smile about on this Sunday evening. We did have a lot of laughs on Friday and Saturday night, by the way. So tonight's a little bit more somber, right? And in a moment, we're going to be bringing you the latest on CARICOM's efforts to try and address the injustices against Rastas in Jamaica and beyond. So we're going to tell you about this new task force that has been set up to try and give the Rastafari community their justice. But first, I want to begin with the Integrity Commission. It says, I want you guys to be ready for this, right? The Integrity Commission says it has been unable to proceed with charges against 7 former public officials because they've all disappeared and they're unable to locate them. Now, the commission revealed that the cases which relate to alleged breaches of statutory declaration requirements under the Integrity Commission Act have been classified as dormant after repeated attempts to serve court documents proved unsuccessful. So here's the big question tonight. How on earth does the Integrity Commission lose track of 7 former public officials? Right, these aren't fugitives or random people from the 1800s or the 1900s. These are people who once held public office, right? They signed official documents. They also collected taxpayers' money and exercised power on the Jamaican people. So when we're hearing people shouting about the Integrity Commission not having the credibility that it should have, or that it needs reforms, unfortunately, it's stories like this that will reaffirm people's case that something is not right. Who are these 7 individuals? Who are these 7 individuals? If they can't be found, then go and find them. Listen, I'm not going to pretend that I know the extent of the geography of Jamaica, but I believe that the time and age that we're living in, there are cameras. These institutions can work with the police. They can work with the tax administration. They can check the electoral office, check the company's office, check immigration records, check whether they've left the island, check if there's a trail that's been left behind by these 7 individuals. And if there is a coordinated and deliberate attempt to dodge the law, then tell the Jamaican people exactly who these 7 individuals are who are refusing to face justice. Because here's the dangerous message this sends. If you leave public office and disappear, then does that mean the Integrity Commission is working on the basis that accountability disappears as well? Because listen, the way this is going to be unpopular to say, but the way I see it, if we're going to have the same energy for Andrew Wheatley, we're going to have the same energy for, Prime Minister Holness, we've got to have the same energy for these 7 individuals. Who are they? Listen, Aline, I know that they're underfunded. We know that they don't have a lot of funding. We know that they're losing staff in record numbers because of intimidation and security concerns. However, it is unacceptable. We cannot have a commission. We cannot have a commission whose only job is to hold people to account, coming out with lame excuses to say, hey, we can't find X, Y, or Z. That cannot be the standard in a democracy. That can't be then we're going to let people off and then only go after the selected few. If the current law ties the Integrity Commission's hands, then Parliament needs to change the law. And they need to do that real fast, because no public official should be able to escape scrutiny because they can't be found. It just sounds crazy. And it puts the commission and their leadership and exactly what they are about in a negative light. It raises serious questions about how they're managing their systems that are in place, how they're exercising the power that they have. Because as of right now, and like I said, I know that it's a busy weekend. So a few people are saying, people's attention have been elsewhere. But the Integrity Commission, I believe, should use every legal tool available to complete these investigations, or tell the country precisely why they can't continue their investigations. I'm seeing people in the comments saying that some of these individuals have passed away, or that they may no longer be in Jamaica. We need to know. The public needs to know. If the Integrity Commission is investigating an individual, the evidence needs to be put out there. That's what transparency is all about. And if ordinary people, like the most of you ordinary folks who are watching this tonight, can be found for unpaid traffic tickets, you can be found for court summons or tax obligations, right? How is it that 7 former high-profile individuals who spent maybe decades or years in public life can't be located? How convenient is that? They just seemingly disappear from the system? What we have to remember, right, is that accountability only works when everyone plays the same game. We can't be having accountability for the selected few. So I'm hoping in this coming week, right, there is more pressure. And we don't know who these individuals are. I know that there are a few people in the chat saying that they know who these are. Good on you guys. I have no idea who they are, and I'm not going to speculate because that's not my role. That's the role of the Integrity Commission, and I'm not going to do their job for them because they exist to do their very own job, right? If powerful people can simply become impossible to find, then confidence in the fight against corruption takes a serious beating. Do your job. Fight. Do that then. Come on. Can't be putting out you know, messages like that and asking the public to stand with you, and then you guys aren't doing your jobs robust enough. Listen, I'm hoping we'll get some more clarity, and the only way we will find out who these individuals are is if the media and the people demand transparency, because it just feels like to me the Integrity Commission is still trying to find their feet. And it's clear to see that they're overwhelmed, but it's no excuse. We need to know who these 7 individuals are, and the evidence needs to be presented against them, and allow these individuals, if they're still on the island, if they're still alive, to clear their names or to have their day in court. It is just simple as that.
So somebody say, I'm willing to talk, but off ear. You have people there who are willing to talk Jamaica, but them I say off ear. Lord, got a problem now. Good afternoon, my student.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Yes.
First thing, before me touch Sablama Mag hospital, Sablama Mag, I know hospital a Mag, Sablama Mag.
Yes.
Teacher, you see Cliff use with the trouble Nikisha making one, because guess what? You see Pastor Burchell have Cliff use Leviticus 20 verse 13 for your Cliff use, and your tongue in a Psalms 109. That a for your video. Hold on. Teacher, let me ask you one question.
Wait, so me never hear that part there.
Pastor Burchell have Leviticus 20 verse 13 for Cliff use, and Psalms 109 in a tongue. Psalms 109.
Hey!
Ball out! Whoa! Yo.
Yeah.
Teacher, I'm going to ask you one question. Which part Dr. Chang did? Indeed, Dr. Chang get a wrong place. If everything at Andrew me I blame nobody else but Andrew. Dr. Chang never did for their ministry of what? Security that wrong because he's a doctor.
Yes.
Dr. Tufton a doctor. How you fi put one market vendor in a health ministry?
True.
That
Yes.
them and they should not deal with market and ground provision. how you fi put somebody in a ministry of health when you don't know nothing about it? He not go care. He not go same like he no care for yard. He not go care for ministry in the health sector. You can't put one dressmaker or one barber shop.
Yes.
He not go run good. You understand me? I talk about teacher. Andrew me a blame.
Yes.
Dr. Chang no know nothing about no security guard. That him is a certified doctor.
My
How
God.
you fi put gunman in a doctor office? You're wrong.
Yes. So you're arguing that the placement of their skill sets are poor.
The people them a walk on their head are upside down. This a government, are upside down government.
Wow, Karen.
So how tough can to run a health ministry when he don't know nothing about it? He don't know when they want gloves. He don't know when they want pill. He don't know when they want anything. Chaos have to happen there. So imagine good people have to drive corruption, because anything will come from after a hospital bed them is corruption. When not clean.
Yes.
No more sick teacher. Anyway, you sit down in a heart. Suppose somebody come in with gonorrhea, syphilis, AIDS, and you go sit down on the seat and they leak out nothing. And you go sit down on you know must get up infection. Come on.
Nah,
I know me sister a nurse sister. I know me sister the nurse them sister.
Yeah.
Teacher. The people look here, the nurses them they need counseling as well when they see condition. You are walking a hospital and you are float to see some condition where them are experience every day.
True.
The situation stink. And you always your cabinet broke down long time, a cockroach in it. A full time now for them get pepper spray. Me belt. No. When me belt, me I go say,
Yeah, when you belch, you go say what?
got milk.
You say you go belch and say got milk.
If they got milk, you don't know what milk man already. In teacher, talk it through.
What do you mean,
It
man?
place them with the people them.
What do you mean?
The place with the people. No must blackboard. Look here. Clip views. Me they come off your show now. Clip views. You're coming like a first time when Desmond are walking around ticking boat downtown. You're lean like a Desmond boat field.
Ball out!
Ball out! Whoa! Yo. We need help, Jesus.
You lean like a Desmond boat. Hey, me say something to you. Me know me can't trace. Me know say me have word in my mouth. But me not think me can't trace like Carrie in Jamaica. Why are you targeting Nikisha? Cliff, you don't want to remind them why you're targeting Nikisha. And wonder if you know what. Cliff, me know say me I have court Wednesday. Me not a problem for the lawsuit also we carry. Me ready for go defend myself in a court. I'm ready for your Cliff views. No. Only never know him tried him attempting to say me defame him Jamaica. Me and him have court Wednesday. See you in court, Cliffy. No. No, Jamaica. Cliff has publicly called her out. But I want to ask Cliff Hughes today. I want to ask the old rep to be it. I want to ask the old Jing Bang. Because Nikisha standing up for the people. Because Nikisha doing the work for the people. Because Nikisha standing. Because Nikisha talking. You have a problem with their behavior. I am going to say to you, put me back there and me deal with him. Only don't know why Cliff Hughes not like Nikisha. Right. You want me to tell you no? Only remember when Nikisha saying at the parliament, what they are quoting? Certain newsroom getting certain contracts. Yes. And the contracts now equate for them listenership. She stone this, she threw a Courtney. The stone in the hog pen and the hog squeal. The hog squeal, Courtney. Courtney work with me. The hog squeal. So because the hog squeal and because she talk them business. Because Jamaica, ask yourself, how many government contracts does Nationwide have? How many government contract Nationwide have? When them did get the $1.5 billion bailout, who bailout Nationwide?
What can go so?
Who are the power brokers and the shareholders in Nationwide and Revolt? The Indian man will come here, never have no money. And him was coming here as physical therapist, turn billionaire and tycoon in a business. How him a face the business for Cliff Hughes? Who him a face the business for dirty Cliff Hughes? Him look like an American bulldog. Him really look like an American bulldog. And you know what him look like? The black frog them. Him ugly and evil and wicked in his thoughts and his actions. But I want to ask you, why should Nikisha form an alliance with the wicked JLP government? Nikisha is a new breed, you all argue. But the new breed is needed to hold the government to account. The new breed argument, you know, Courtney. Yes. I am a new breed, you know.
Yeah, of course. We are all breed.
You're all breed, Courtney. But I am a new breed. I'm a new kind of Jamaica. I will be a politician one day. And I'm a politician in my own right. But I am going to ask you. So when me go into the house, we stand up on them whilst there, because there will be no opposition in my time in parliament, you know. So when we're standing up for the Jamaican people and those wicked thieving opposition members, when we start audit them, you're going to have a problem with my behavior, Cliff Hughes. Because if you have a problem with it now and you want to carry me to court, can you imagine? But because you meet your match, Cliffy, Because Nikisha dealing with you know. And she had throw the word them and she doing it so diplomatic. She, you know, Courtney, she do it with style, you know. She know how to. She just know, you know them say cock up is a 10. She know if you play the dandy shandy and beat them at it. And when she they play the political dandy shandy, she a catch them. But Nikisha, don't stop doing what you do, because the new breed politician you are is setting a trend for a new Jamaica. I am tired of the old breed politicians. I like the new breed that when a new breed is there, she can go as far as get an iron board and an iron. And iron the pitney then close Courtney. I want a new breed. When she say, Andre, me need to partner with you, figure 2 or 3 people house. We get it done, Jamaica. I need what Courtney, those new breed. I no longer want the old breed. Because the old breed, they've been in Jamaica for almost 65 years. And with the old breed, the thief, rob, shoot, loot, scam, cronyism, nepotism, and the Jamaican people suffer. What do you want, Jamaica, the new breed or the old breed? What do you want, Courtney, a new breed politician or the old breed? And if you have to call people saying that there's a new era of representation, I prefer being a new breed. The old breed has failed this country. The old breed, we have had no economic advancement in this country. The old breed, we have bunga hospital, poor schools, poor roads, poor hospitals. So under the new breed. So if you have a problem with the new breed, you have to go have a problem with me, Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes, me know you're going to try every way to keep me out of Jamaica house. But I'm going to say, you're going to try every way to keep me out of Ghana house. But I want to tell you tonight, Cliffy, I am going to tell you, you and your syndicate and the Sambalat and the Tobias, them, think again. Because when we're going up the street, the women going with me, the children going with me, the voiceless going up there, and we're going to stand up as a new breed for a new Jamaica. We need a new regiment. We need a newness in representation. She's fighting a colloquial system, a new breed who wants to use the patois to speak in the Jamaican language to speak in the parliament. Why do you have a problem with her style, Cliff Hughes? What is wrong with her style, Cliff Hughes? Your style is not the style Jamaica wants. That when you owe a bill, you go to government and ask them for write off your taxes of 1.5 billion. You must stop it, Cliff Hughes. It's wrong, Cliff Hughes. Leave her alone, Cliff Hughes. I am saying to you again, leave Nikisha Burchell alone. Yes, you are coming a simple, calm tone tonight. If you attack her again, Cliff Hughes, if you come after her again, mark my word, mark my word. I, Andre Stefano Stevens, a new breed that will come to represent the people of Jamaica one day very soon. I know you're going to comment on me many times and you're going to try to form a narrative why this one should not be in the parliament. But if it is to be thy will be done. So Cliff Hughes, go on, man. Continue attack. And you know, I find it misogynistic, Courtney. I find it misogynistic for every time he gets an opportunity to target Nikisha Burchell, he does. Back off, you bullfrog. Because when this political pitbull named Andre Stevens run out on you, and I go and bite, I go and bark and bite, and when we're done with you, you never hear we tell some people last week to back off. We told the mongrels to back off. I am going to say to you tonight, all what kind of frag we call them, Courtney? What kind of frag this? What kind of frag this, Jamaica? Anybody know the frag them? Him look like the black. How the frag them name again, Jamaica? Anybody know the special frag? Yes, how the frag name? You look like him, Cliff Hughes. The old toad. The black old toad. Go on your ways. Old crusty back, great tone, black, wicked. cuckoo. Go serve your grand picnic with your daughter give you what day. Go focus on that and left journalism alone. Somebody say Batty Frog. Mighty God. Ball! Old tadpole.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament.
I go and say, old black bullfrog, leave Nikisha alone. And the next time you come for her, expect the partner draw massive to deal with your business.
99.999% of the interns in Jamaica protested that day and did not turn up to work. So
and that wasn't reported in the media.
Well, it did come in the media, you know. But
it never gets a strong highlight.
It probably never gets a strong highlight. But 99.
And when you look, man gone. Yeah, a World Cup with son. Feces Quatney. Yeah, shit water, Jamaica. I started a conversation last night with regards to the comments Courtney made by the health minister, blaming or putting blame on the junior doctors and the nurses, asking them to take some level of the blame of the crisis in healthcare. The Jamaica Medical Doctors Association is demanding a public retraction from Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, accusing him of misleading the public about the reason behind last month's protests by medical interns. The JMDA says the minister wrongly claimed the demonstration was sparked by a shortage of beds in the University Hospital of the West Indies, an emergency department. Joining us this evening, Jamaica, is the president of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, Dr. Rainier Badu or Badur?
Renee, it's actually Badru.
Badru, Lord. What origin is that? French?
No, it's actually Indian.
Oh, nice meeting you, Dr. Badru. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Well, I am happy that you have taken up the request to be on the program. I honestly believe that you probably wouldn't have come like many civil servants most time when you ask them to join these platforms. They decline. But tonight, Dr. Bajir, I want to get it right. Bajir.
Badru.
Badru, Lord God. All right, Dr. Bajru, I want us to get into the substantive issues tonight. We heard the excuses given by the minister. Can you tell us exactly why you were protesting?
So the junior doctors. Now, I want you to first understand who are interns, right? So
Yes.
interns are doctors who just graduated from medical school. So it could be medical school at UWI, medical school from overseas, but they just graduated. So they have to do a 1-year program called internship and to kind of orient themselves and get the clinical experience necessary to be fully licensed.
Yes.
Now what they were doing was they were working some very long hours, sometimes 24 hours straight, 48 hours straight, even one incident of 54 hours straight. And they were doing a method of what we call in medicine 1 in 2.
Yes.
1 in 2 is where you'd work 24 hours one day, then you work 8 hours the next day, so that's 32. And then the other day you work another 24 hours, then you work 8 hours the next day, and the other day you work 24 hours and 8 hours the next day. And they were in those hours simply because the numbers of interns were short, right? So they were complaining about those brutal work schedules. And on top of that is where they need to rest and recuperate.
Yes.
In order to come back and see patients. The place was less than suitable. We had said, I've said it several times across many media stations. I was appalled when I heard the story of doo-doo water or feces water leaving from the patient's bathroom, tracking across the ward where anybody can step in it, patient, doctor, relative.
Feces water?
Yes, feces water.
Which hospital was this?
This is the lovely University Hospital of the West Indies.
Feces water, doctor?
Yes, correct.
Mighty God.
And it would track into the doctor's room, and right there is actually where the fridge is, where they put their food. So I was quite appalled at that, and all the members of my team that was with me was quite appalled at the situation. So it was an island-wide problem, right? I just told you what happened with regards to UE. Sorry. I just told you what happened with regards to UE. But it was an island-wide problem with regards to the hours and an island-wide problem with regards to the facilities, right? Some more affected than others.
So you said at the University Hospital, the feces water was one of the bone of contention. And the doctors were really dissatisfied. Coupled with that, with the horrendous hours that they have to be working.
Correct, right? So the date of the protest was actually Wednesday the 24th. And I see you have the picture here of the nurse. So the nurses' protests were actually Tuesday the 23rd, and ours was Wednesday the 24th. Okay? And there were two different reasons, and it just so happened that the two protests end up being within 24 hours of each other. Had the nurses' protest actually been another day, we would have joined their protest with them, because like how we had joined the Cornwall protest that the nurses initiated.
Oh, so it was two protests and not one.
It's two, not one. Two very different protests. And what we are particularly concerned about is that the fact that the minister was unable, the information and the reports he received, he was unable to differentiate between the two protests. One protest was a very localized protest, and another protest was island-wide. So all 99.999% of the interns in Jamaica protested that day and did not turn up to work. So
and that wasn't reported in the media.
Well, it did come in the media, you know, but
it never gets a strong highlight.
It probably never gets a strong highlight. But 99.9% of the interns actually did not turn up to work in protest for the brutal working hours, as well as the conditions in which they had to sleep in, to rest and recuperate and treat patients the next day. So you can imagine a doctor that just walked through doo-doo water now have to go and see a patient, right?
Mighty God.
So
doo-doo water.
Yes. So that was the reason for the interns' protest, and a couple of issues, Mr. Stevens.
But you have accused the health minister of making a misleading statement.
Correct.
What exactly did he get wrong, and why is it so important for him to retract those statements?
Well, he got at least 4 things wrong. First of all, as I said, he implicitly got the timeline wrong. The two protests happened 2 different days. Right?
Yes.
We would have supported the nurses if it had gone a little longer. So that's not. I don't want anybody to think that there's any divide between us and nurses. None whatsoever. Right? I have a very good relationship with my nurses.
Yes.
So the timeline is wrong implicitly. 2, the profession is wrong. Right? 3, the method of the protest was wrong. In terms of 1, the nurses demonstrated with placards. Doctors just didn't turn up to work. 4, the volume of the protest. 1 was a localized hospital protest. 1 was an island-wide
protest. Yes.
So you can miss over 100 doctors. Over 100 doctors. You can imagine, because it's island-wide, you know, over 100 doctors did not turn up.
Over 100 doctors never turned up for work.
You have 99.9% of the doctors, the interns missing, you're going to have numbers of over 100. So how can you miss so many doctors not turning up and thinking that it's only a localized university hospital issue? What is your fixation with that hospital? That is my question. Why are you... 1 is my question is, what is your fixation with that hospital? 2, are you picking on the interns? Right, and these are most junior and most vulnerable set of doctors. Them just graduate and leave high school. Them just left. These are when you send your child to high school, to university, they want to become doctors. And as they leave hospital, as they leave medicine, in the faculty of medicine, they here know that their chief policymaker or who they look to as their employer is accusing them of something that they didn't do and throwing blame on them for something that they did not do. So that can affect the moral of people that are currently exist, as well as for the doctors to come. They will say, oh, well, I just want to leave Jamaica because if this is how I am being treated, I'm just going to leave. And we have what we're seeing now is an attrition of our medical professionals. And the question is, why do we have an attrition of our medical professionals?
Tell us why tonight, Dr. B.
I
prefer calling you Dr. B. It's easier.
There's several reasons, right? There's several reasons. When you, as a doctor, you care for your patients, right?
Yes.
And you have to sit down and you have to look and you have to watch the patients suffer because there are not enough things in the system just for the patient. For example, I work in CT machine for children. There is none. What the patients have to do now, they have to go to KPH and pack up and come from Buster to KPH to go and get a CT scan machine. To get the CT scans done.
No, the CT scan don't come to Buster, Manti?
No. When you look at simple things such as an IV access, where and boy, I tell you,
no, Dr. B, don't hold back anything. What you think about IV access? Talk about that.
The university hospital have a shortage of IV accesses for the children. And these are our children, the most vulnerable of our nations, the future of our nations. And there's no IV access to put in their hand to save their life. You have doctors have to jump over a hoop and all sorts of something to get them IV access. Or you look at even things like IV fluids. Once again, university hospital. If you don't have, there's no IV fluid. There's a particular IV fluid that you give for a particular problem, right?
Yes.
They don't have any. Yeah, they're short, right? They come in and it's short and it done. The poor patients, right? So
how a hospital like the University of the West Indies don't have IV fluid?
That is a matter that you'd have to take up with hospital administration. I can't answer that. I can only tell you what us as the technical people on the ground experience, and it is disheartening, and it stresses us out. I had to talk down a doctor the other day because the doctor just wasn't able to manage it because he wants to treat his patients and she wants to treat her patients, and there's nothing there to treat the patients with. And this is something that is not only university hospitals, just the university hospital is probably most recent and probably one of the most egregious, but it's something that happens in an island-wide sense. So
you're saying that there's a continuous shortage across the island even for IV?
So it's not just IV fluids, So this particular one with the university is an IV fluid issue. However, there are other things that can be short. For example, there's sometimes no sheet to put on the bed when you want to operate on surgery. You don't
no sheet?
There are no sheets, sir.
How regular is this no sheet?
It on and off, But there's a no sheet problem right now at a particular institution, and there's a no paper to write your notes on either at a particular institution.
I saw something on Pink Wall that says KPH Hospital. The linens have to be transported in the bus that the nurses should be going home in. Any truth to that argument?
We had spoken to the hospital administration. I believe that they will be the best person to answer that, but we had spoken to them about the matter, and they had explained to us that the things are put into a plastic bag. The dirty linen are put into a plastic bag first, and then they are wrapped in a clean linen. And then
that is it, right?
That seems to be the picture that I saw. And clean linen, and then if there's any spillage or spoilage, they would have sanitized the bus. Based on hospital administration, that's what they had said when we had asked them about the matter.
So when did the hospital come to this? How come you don't have a separate vehicle to come and take up these things?
Once again, that is a question you need to ask hospital administration.
So your doctors, your junior doctors are demoralized by the conditions they have to be working under?
Yes, that is correct. They're absolutely demoralized by it. And one of the things that we have is a car accidents, right? Mm-hmm. And I think for at least this year, we've gone at least 4. 3 of which would have one at UA, one in Southern, and one in Northern, I believe. Northern Regional Health Authority. And
yes.
you would have had near misses as well. In my year alone, when I was an intern, I had one of my colleagues crash twice. So it's become a staple because of the long working hours.
So you said 4 junior doctors have met in accident.
That is correct.
Because
that we know.
You know, because of probably overwork, stress, and being tired.
The long hours, yes.
Have they recovered?
Well, when the last one I spoke to, I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago. She was very shaken up by the incident, very, very shaken up by the incident. And we had to pray with her, to talk with her, you know, about just the whole experience and really comfort her during that time. So she was really shaken up.
Mighty God. Dr. B, how you manage? Because you have to be encouraging the junior doctors, and at the same time, you have to be on the battlefield trying to see how you manage, Dr. B.
Well, I will say that it's a team effort, and I will say that I do have a good team working with me, and the doctors are very supportive, especially the doctors I work with, because I also do work full-time. But the doctors I work with are very supportive. So we as a team, we just know that this is the work that needs to be done, and we just have to do it.
So basically, the minister suggested the protest was because of the shortage of beds. But you're actually saying that the doctors working for more than 48 hours without proper rest. How far apart are those two narratives?
So everything leads back to patient care, you know. And I want to just to point this out. The same report that he received that the doctors were protesting in bed space, possibly the same report that told him that there were actually 50 beds in the hospital. Based on our assessment and our people, because one of the things, you know, you see when you're short bed, when you work at places like that short bed, you will walk from ward to ward to find a bed to put a patient on. I have done it myself. I would walk, if I call a ward and the ward tell me they don't have any bed, I am walking to that ward to find out if they have a bed. If
I literally physically go to the ward to see if they
go to the ward and I will say I need my patient on a bed. So our doctors, that's what we tend to do, and our nurses. So what had happened actually during that time, our doctors had walked around from ward to ward, and there were about 50 beds that were defective. So the report that he received, I'm very concerned about that report, because you say one thing to the public, but on the ground, the technical people are seeing something else. There were 50 defective beds. There were not 50 beds available. There are 50 defective beds. If there were 50 beds available, why would the nurses go out and protest? Why? Because
so the bed them need to fix.
Yes.
The bed need to be replaced.
I don't know what happened to them, but they were defective.
So therefore, those 50 spaces could have been used if the beds were fixed.
That is correct.
Hi, Dr. B. I want you to, out of 10, describe to the viewers in Jamaica tonight, what is the stress level of your doctors? What is the stress levels your doctors go under this healthcare system?
But at base, I would say at 8, but sometimes it can all go 15.
I was astonished, Jamaica, by the revelations made by Dr. B. The revelations made by Dr. B were most profound. When she said that, do the shitty water, Jamaica. When I heard she said, do the water, I was like, what? Hey. When I heard she said, do the water. Yes. Hello, good afternoon, Mashi.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Yes.
Now, it's really bad, you know. If Dr. Tufton is draining from the patient bathroom go across to the doctor office. That's bad, you know.
Yes.
That is very, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember a long time ago,
Yes.
Dr. Dawes was doing operation and he said he have to ban garbage bag around him.
Yes.
And a certain radio station and the host, they would have killed the government, the then government
Yes.
at the time for that.
Yes.
But the fact the operation could have been done. Right? But now, these doctors don't have to buy in their own equipment.
My God, ma, shit bad, you know.
Yes, they have to buy their own equipment. And Dr. Tufton draining. Because the only thing they can see what drain from the patient's bathroom, whatever it is, they drain across to the doctor office. That thing named Tufton. It is very, very bad. This is the condition that the doctors have to work on. And sometimes when we go to the hospital, you know, we start to criticize them. But sometimes we don't even know what's taking place.
Yes.
It is very, very, the doctors and the nurses are really going through a terrible time. And then it come down now, the patient feel the pangs of hell. That is very, Dr. Tufton must not resign. Dr. Tufton must be fired.
Yes.
Yes, it's very bad. Dr. Tufton must be fired. Enough of Dr. Tufton. And then the JLP FM now not talk about those things. They talk about damn police boat leak by Snow. When serious things that we talk about. Oh, come on, man. Give us a break, Dr. Tufton. Please, Dr. Tufton, walk away. And just before I go, Andre, you shall be victorious.
Yes.
Make them carry you go to court.
Yes.
Yes, make them carry you go to court. Man. Maybe they end up at courts and you can get furniture.
All right, Mashi. God bless you now.
Take care, good.
If the public money wasn't used, say so. If it was an official government trip, say so. Explain to us, Prime Minister. Because when public officials travel, the public deserves answer. Prime Minister Holdings. Courtney, you hear what I say? Me now go down the rat hole with him tonight. I am asking Jamaican people tonight, who funded Prime Minister Holness luxury suite at the World Cup? Between them, say the average World Cup ticket costed on average for the finals, Courtney, 7,300. 7,300 up all to 39,000, 40,000. And where he was sitting in that luxury suite, Jamaica. I want to ask the most honorable doctor, the honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica. Who funded your trip to the World Cup? You know why I'm asking this, Courtney? Leaders must bear the burden with their people. You see the amount of Jamaicans who are suffering on the land. You see the amount of people who are homeless and hungry without a roof. And in a time like this, you take upon yourself to go in a luxury suite. You take upon yourself to go and why you couldn't go in your office? Why you say you couldn't go down? Why you couldn't, Courtney? Why you couldn't go to the Pegasus? Why you couldn't go to the wing that we go there, so? Why you couldn't go to AC Marriott or go on sports bar go watch the World Cup? Why you couldn't go to Cayman and Spark where everybody there? You are insensitive. You're unconscionable. You are wicked and you are evil. To know the cry of the poor, the voiceless, the dispossessed. You know many people in the hospitals don't have access to a bed. You know many people are crying. Crying. You know many people, Courtney, are hurting. The amount of people who are suffering. And you're insensitive to the need of the people. To go talk about Spain deserve World Cup. I wonder if it's the Hurricane Melissa money you take up on it. I wonder if it's the charity money where you and your wife get. Where nobody can. I wonder if for the TCN. I wonder if it's the TCN money you're talking. I wonder if I wonder if it's the Naira money in take up.
What can go so?
Ball out! Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Help. We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights.
I am going to say again, Jamaica. I am going to ask you all tonight. If the Prime Minister is on official travel, it must be approved by the Permanent Secretary. The Permanent Secretary. In this case, the Permanent Secretary is Major Rocky Mead in the office of the Prime Minister.
Rocky Mead. Where it go?
I am asking the government tonight, don't you all believe in the interest of transparency and accountability? We should know how much was the Prime Minister's trip. How much was the Prime Minister's trip? How many people went with him? How much he paid for the luxury suite? People of Jamaica, I'm going to say this to you. Private luxury suites at the 2026 FIFA World Cup range between $50,000 to over $1.3 million per match, heavily depending on the stadium, the venue tier, and the tournament stage. I am going to, can you put it up again, please? I want to put it up again. The luxury private suites for the 2026 World Cup FIFA ranges from $50,000 to $1.3 million per match, heavily depending on the stadium, the venue tier, and the tournament stage. Jamaica. If in a time like this, when your country is bleeding, when your country is crying out, when your country needs leadership, a prime minister could take upon himself, go to a World Cup. So I am asking you tonight, you see, this is what we call societal hypocrisy. What I mean by hypocrisy, Courtney? Do you remember when Prime Minister Simsimila was traveling to places like China and everywhere in the interest of getting benefits for the country? And it was a leader of the opposition then, hypocrite Andrew Holness, who speaks about the traveling is too extensive and expensive. Yeah, one group come to me what yesterday, want to be the president of the football club in a Portmore. So I said to them, I'll think about it, but like how Edward tell me, said them there's something they go on with Football Club Jamaica. Me no want nobody go call my name, say, me and watch this and watch that. What a thing in Jamaica. What a thing, Jamaica. But it's 3 days now, Jamaica. 3 days now. And Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, she's silent. When she said 3 days now, she can't talk. 3 days now. Since she come out, come say, I see, come her yard. And she can't come out and tell Hey. And can't tell Jamaica where they go on. You know, see how our mouth is like when they come tell me students, I wonder why Juliet Cuthbert flinchy. I what they happen in Jamaica. She must remove herself from the ethics committee. Why? Anybody can tell me why? Why? Why Jamaica? Can anybody tell me why? Fresh. Yes, fresh. Fresh.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Good afternoon, Andrew. How you doing?
I am good, my father. Fresh. How are you?
Well, go on, my brother. More blessing. Let me tell you something, brother. You talk about them worry about what we are work. Let me tell you something. Then you not even know yourself as how important it is to Jamaican people because of you. We make we learn every day and know what going on in the country. Brother, let me tell you something, brother. Hands off to you, brother, in every type of way. Andre, you're so important to us as a person. And trust me, you're your team with Courtney and the who's the ever who are around here and everybody who do the work, brother. Hands off, brother. Trust me, it is a blessing. And I can tell you this, brother. You're not stop. Cause guess what now? Up the street. Up the street. And you have to go up the street, you know.
Yeah,
Can me tell you something, you know.
Fresh. So
you say if
fresh.
if more you go, you know, you go.
Yeah,
and if me want you go.
Yeah, carry me up the street.
Me say, we say a while ago.
What them all going to do when all me get voting to go to parliament?
All right,
hey,
Andre, give me a little time. Give me a little time. Give me a little time to speak to you. Let me tell you something, brother. This thing must happen, you know. A Marky G must go in a power, you know. And them can't change things. No care how much 4 term them attack and all them want have it. Let me tell you something, brother. One Marky G on the app. One. Could never 2. One Marky G.
Yes, then
so,
Dre and I think that's in the studio where I'm talking, you know.
Listen, man. You see that? That's for the player thing, brother. One Marky G on the app. Never 2. I'm going to tell you something. Some people for wait them turn. Yeah, one comrades at the end of the day, nobody say they can't challenge, but wait your turn.
Yes.
You see what I say? Come on, I have nothing against you, no farm attack, you are one comrades. But listen up, boy, you speak up for the Jamaican people. Although you want to try whatever you want to try, it's not going to happen. Speak up behalf of the Jamaican people, you're not speaking. Yes. Nobody worry about power. Power is already there. You can't change power, because if you get power, you're going to get it. You see what I say?
Yes.
So, brother, nobody fight. Make it be one organization, unite, do the right thing, and make Marky G go in a power and do the right. Come and tell you something, brother. Marky G love Jamaica and love the people, brother.
Yeah.
The man love, yo, myself, the man ever get a chance, brother. You saw Jamaica turn around. The man ever get a chance. I'm going to tell you something, Andre. He's not going to get the chance, you know. He's not going to get the chance. Because you see like a big nose brother there. He might go like a him control the whole of Jamaica. I feel like Jamaica feel one. But I told the people now see what I want. Let me tell you something. Jamaica people, we're not going to see what it's too late. I see if we rise up.
Yes.
We see if we rise up on a boy, yeah. They might go damage you know.
Yes.
And we are they might go damage you know. And that's where the man come with, you know. Only don't so the man come with. You see, the Naira bill, where you see me come with. Let me tell you something, man. Cliff Hughes, the man, one of them come with some look of fake news and come talk about this and come talk about that. You see, him have a beaten forget from the Jamaican people, the one in Cliff Hughes. We are mislead the country in every type of way. That man named Cliff Hughes.
Yes.
Him, me never know, say, a big journalist like him, where everybody speak highly about him so much, and look what him turning back on Jamaican people because of money. Sell out. Cliff Hughes, you me a talk to. You see, you have no accountability about yourself towards Jamaican people. You see,
yes.
The narrative we are bring for damage Jamaica character.
Yes.
Cliff Hughes, me say you have something coming to you. Wait. You gotta say, I'm the one this reach him. I'm not telling him from now. You see, you.
I will see him at trial the 15th of February, fresh. The 15th of
February. Andre, film trial a waste of time, because that now go nowhere. Nowhere. Say, where my trial, that now nowhere go. All to do that gone already. Let me tell you something, Andre. Yeah. Are you alone? You stand alone, brother. I'm going to tell you something, brother. May God continue to bless you and keep you and strengthen you every type of way, brother. You got it. Them can't stop the youth. I mean, why you're a ball, boy, you're a ball. No man a ball, boy, no soft. This time, tell you something, brother. You are the voice of the people and continue to do the voice of the people, brother. Brother, you know how important you be? Do you know how important you be? I wonder if you know how important you be.
How important me be fresh?
You're so important. You yourself not even know how important you is. You yourself not even know. The people them can't tell you. Them will tell. When my wife, Andre.
Where your wife, the Karen soon call.
Oh my God, me say, I want, hey, Andre, sometimes Karen call.
Yeah.
Andre, sometimes I work, I'm there for the pick, I have to come off and I laugh. Me say, Karen make me laugh. Yo, me love that girl. I love, yo,
you love Karen?
I'm a wife. What?
She soon call, but
the girl, Karen have a voice. I'm tell you something. Karen is not my person, Andre. Karen is not a normal. Me, I tell you about we're gifted.
Yes.
In the spiritual realm.
Yes.
Karen, you're not, brother. Me not really want to say nothing more. I tell you that. Karen, blessings. Have a blessed day, Andre. Big up yourself.
Take that call, yeah. The IC a few months ago. This is what she put up on Twitter, you know. X to be exact. Tried to enter my home and didn't want to give the gate any information. They were turned back because they tried to visit without prior information from me, the resident. What kind of crap is that? Now let's get it clear. A visit from the Integrity Commission does not by itself confirm that someone has done anything wrong. The commission conducts a range of inquiries and verification activities. But the obvious question is this: why were the Integrity Commission officials at the home of a sitting government minister? Something not sound right, Courtney. Something not sound right, Jamaica. Why was, I want to ask further tonight, was this a part of a routine inquiry? Was it connected to her statutory declarations? Or, Jamaica, was there another reason for it entirely? And if there is nothing unusual about the visit, why has the minister chosen to reveal it publicly now? There are legitimate questions to be answered. Legitimate questions to be answered. And the public deserve clear answers tonight. Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, come here, my beloved. Come here, Tuffy. Come here. Them say that you always advocate for Dash Rebelli. Come here. Dash Rebelli advocate. Come here. Why would the Integrity Commission find your home at Caribbean Estate? Why would the Integrity Commission find your home at? Are you one of the 15 or the 14? Are you one of the 15 or 14? Are you under investigation? Nasty mouth Cuthbert Flynn. Are you under investigation? Why would the Integrity Commission decide to go to a government minister home? Something not sound right, Courtney. Something is off. And why is she just revealing it now? How long ago did the Integrity Commission come to your home, Cuthbert Flynn? How long ago did the Integrity Commission come to your home? So I am asking tonight. You always have it out for the Integrity Commission. And if under the Integrity Commission, you always have it out for Nikisha Burchell. But Nikisha don't have adhesive or sticky fingers. Nikisha don't have adhesive or sticky fingers. Why? Why did the Integrity Commission want to serve you a summons? Remember, Courtney, the Integrity Commission said they were looking for 7 officials who disappear. But you not disappear. But you, I wonder if the letter that they wanted to serve her was to tell her that she's under investigation for illicit enrichment. No, with Caribbean Estate, Courtney. Remember that you have to get the pass to enter. So because the Integrity Commission was not able to go in, so I am wondering tonight, Courtney, I am wondering tonight. I am wondering. Deep, ball out, deep.
Ball out. Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything.
So I am asking again, Dirty Mouth Cuthbert Flynn.
One there.
Hey! Remove! The blood!
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove.
I am asking you tonight. I wonder how the Integrity Commission served Andrew Holness the letter. Wait, now, Courtney. I wonder how the Integrity Commission did serve Marissa Dalrymple for the letter. I wonder how the Integrity Commission did serve Xavier Main and Andrew Wheatley the letter. I wonder if they went to their house and dropped off the letter. So, you probably not get the letter yet because they can't enter your premises. So now Jamaica, it begs me to question if she's really under investigation for false statutory declarations and illicit enrichment. Why would the Integrity Commission want to come to your house? So Jamaica, it begs me to surmise. It begs me to say, Courtney, whereas, be it resolved. So remember, Parliament is on recess, so she can't get the letter now, Courtney. So it means that she's going to be served the letter potentially in September.
Well, relax, man. She must get the letter. You know herself, man.
So I am wondering tonight, Cuthbert Flynn. I am seriously wondering tonight. Anybody can whisper and tell me what them think the Integrity Commission would want to go to her house for? Why would she reveal the Integrity Commission coming to her house? The Parliament's Public Accounts Committee has heard from the Director General for ODPM, Commander Alvin Gillel, that the government does not own the website used to coordinate Hurricane Melissa relief donations. And that's not all, Jamaica. The Director General of ODPM also revealed that the owner of the website has access to the information provided by the donors. The audit, Jamaica, found significant information security governance gaps, inadequate access management, and non-compliance with the data protection requirements. Can't say never. Wow, no. Dre done a long time I don't sing that song, don't it? Yes. No, no, no. Can't say never one. No, no, no. Problem a come. Hey, hey. Can't one. No, no, no. Can't say never tell. No, no, no. Can't say never one. No, no, no. Problem a come. When I talk Jamaica, I tell you no, be prepared for what is to come. I tell you no, don't send no money to Andrew Wellness. I want to know Jamaica. I wear the old grass might was say me too loud. Me know she have a problem with me vulgarity. She said Jamaica. But I'm going ball out today, mighty God.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Hey, hey. What I gonna do tonight when I don't beat them? Jamaica, now you understand why the money can't spend because them don't have access. The money I sure said they but I know them have access. Who you think have access to the money? No Amber Group. No the man where Andrew Wellness carry as masseuse therapist. Ton billionaire tycoon have Jamaican people money. Hey, hey. Jamaica, yes, before I start talk up with things them. Dredan, open the phone line. You hear my brother? Hey, hey. You see, anytime when you start the program with me today, before we talk, we have to go sing. Can't say never one, no, no, no. Can't say never tell, no, no. Can't say. I wear the whole of my students, them they call the program. Yes, Michelle. Michelle, before you talk, you have to sing the song. Hey.
Say never one, no, no, no. Can't say never tell, oh, no, no. Problem a come.
Yes, Michelle. I better go on with the people them information. So you know, she said this is a scam. No scam this, Michelle.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Later, but what? Where? All Amber Group reaching at this, in a something like this. The shine. But Andre, things are lining up, you know. Things are lining up, and this is why I'm glad for people like you and others because I've been lining up for a while and people don't see it. Yesterday, or the day before, whichever day, them gave the 30 people them from almost different country citizenship.
Yes.
And it was held at the Terra Nova.
Yes.
When you look at these people, you know, because sometimes you can't judge book by the cover, you know. When you look at these people, common sense dictates that these people are investors. You don't have to ask no question. When I don't know if you saw the picture of them, but when you look, okay, when you look, them look like people who are run from somewhere, people will definitely need to be
business interest in Jamaica.
Okay. So when you come with this now, and the Amber Group now, it has sent a message, you know. And you know, the last time I said it was 30,000 people. It was 300 people that they gave citizenship back in 2017. It wasn't 300, you know. It was actually 20,000.
Mighty God.
Okay. It was actually 20,000. So things are lining up, and it's only people who can't see or see and refuse to see don't understand what is taking place. All right. You see them I show them 30 people there. Where them claim say them get citizenship in other people them face. How many other people get citizenship in Jamaicans? And them never hold no conference nor nothing at Terra Nova Hotel. Let it make sense.
All right.
Later, boo.
All right. If you look on social media, all the JLP bloggers, operatives, supporters carrying this argument about leak voice note. It's not resonating with the Jamaican people, Andrew Holness. Andrew, it's my duty to teach all of you. Are you ready to learn about the political gimmickry of Andrew Holness? Courtney, you want to learn? Do you want to learn? Say, yes, teacher, I'm ready to learn. Do you want to learn? Now, Jamaica. Remember I said to you, Courtney, that when he uses these AIs and do these sentimental analysis through these artificial intelligence, he will realize that he's at a disadvantage. And if he's at a disadvantage, Jamaica, he will have to plan something to distract the Jamaican people. He will have to plan something because the TCN for weeks are bothering him. He will have to plan something, Jamaica, because the Wheatley situation are bothering him. And he has to plan something because the Chinese, remember saying, Carrie Lake don't reach Jamaica yet. And notice was given to the Jamaican government to get rid of the Chinese assets on the country. And the Chinese said they're not leaving. So it's an interesting time ahead in the few weeks to come. I say that to say, Jamaica, Nationwide come with a report. Nationwide come with a report. And in that report, Jamaica, I want you to listen what Nationwide did. Listen to this news broadcast brought forward by Nationwide.
Bear in mind that the Naira bill is what the JLP sees as its glory and its savior for a fourth term and a fifth term and whatever. Speaking to some of them recently, some of the operatives, they see Naira as their way out to get back in tune with the Jamaican public, because they know them in a bad state, the public itself, with the cost of living and everything. So they see Naira as a saving grace, and they are going to do everything in their power to try to get whatever done, which means bypassing like our parish council, which, probably would do delay tactics and don't get it, which is why they did it that way. But safety standards and these things is a concern. So, well, let's play our ball game of politics.
Mario, the concern I'm raising is this, that Anderson's track record is not one full of blemish, that it will be so easy to attach certain things to him. The corruption argument not going to be attached to him so easily, right? In my humble opinion, I think they've outsmarted us and then put in this man now to be a CEO and whatever. Reality is we need to ensure that the average Jamaican is saying we don't care who he is. He could have full of integrity, like, wow, he could have been whatever. He's the man who sought out all of the hurricane relief that got it to Jamaica, whether we know it or not. So I would love for us to be able to put that information together, package it for the ground so that the average Jamaican can get that information.
Package it. So here you have Councillor Mario Mitchell, and a former MP caretaker, Ethne Miller Simpson, giving context as to the plans of the Jamaica Labour Party. Then comes here Cliff Hughes and his newsroom, trying to spin a narrative that the PNP is trying to destroy Anthony Anderson. Courtney, do you understand why the Jamaica Labour Party had to inject that into the news? They had to inject that into the news to spin the narrative that the TNP is the destabilizer of Jamaica. Another distraction. If Cliff Hughes and Nationwide FM, JLP FM, were to have used the level of work they do to create discord in the PNP, what you think would have happened? If Cliff Hughes were doing the investigative work to go in the hospital, go find the shitty water that the doctors have to pass to go into the room where they rest and eat, that would be journalism, you know. If Cliff Hughes literally went to find the document to talk about the TCN workers in Quentin and find a comparative work of white papers in other countries, that would have been journalism, you know. If Cliff Hughes, Courtney, had gone in to do some investigative work on the assets that the Chinese own and call asset traps, Courtney, that would have been journalism, you know. So, and then it's saying that the PNP want to attack Anderson, Gugu Gaga. But why would you need to attack Gugu Gaga when Jamaicans already see Gugu Gaga as an operative of Andrew Holness? So when you listen to the voice note and you have all of these goons like Vegas are going to deal with you one of these days, you know. Vegas, I think I need to deal with you one of these days. You're getting out of hand now. Why these riff-raff entertainers? Because when he was doing music, he did have a little relevance. But you're gone in, but you're a political commentator, Vegas. Vegas, when I hear your commentaries most times, it hurt me to know that you. So I am asking you tonight, when I say to you, Jamaica, and listen well, Jamaica. I want you to listen well, Courtney. If you look on social media, all the JLP bloggers, operatives, supporters carrying this argument about leak voice note, it's not resonating with the Jamaican people, Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, you know what the Jamaican people are worried about? Is the 10,000 despicable. The 10,000 despicable that them have to contend with in a few more weeks and months. You know what the Jamaicans are speaking about? The traffic tickets, Courtney. The traffic tickets that when you accumulate your points, your license can be suspended under this new Road Traffic Act. You know what Jamaicans talking about, Andrew Holness? The shitty, dirty hospital them. When them fear run up and down and suffer like me and John Dog in the country. You know what them talk about, Andrew Holness? The Chinese. The tool Andrew Holness. The tool them talk about. Nobody not care about Anthony Anderson. And what the PNP have to say about Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson can't yam. You know what them talk about, Andrew Holness? Gas price and the cost of transporting in the country.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there.
So when you know what them talk about? The school bill, them when them have to go Courtney. The whole of the people them have to go to the school, Jamaica. And the kind of school fee the parents have to go deal with in a few weeks to talk about. You know what them talk about? No rooftop. Not up on top of their house in a Western Jamaica. Not for the school, them no bill. So when you and your political goons from in your war room,
what can go
so if you were doing a sentimental analysis and coming up with your manufactured beef about what PNP are doing leak voice note on them something, ask nationwide Jamaica. You know what I'm talking about? Some argument about if you have to go to backyard farming, you have to go license it with RADA. Is that them I talk about? You know them I talk about, Andrew? Because you look like you don't know what them I talk about. Them I talk about, oh, you reach a World Cup in an executive luxury suite. And poor people in Jamaica suffer. And that them I talk about. You know them I talk about? The police, them were kill off the young boy them. Jamaica. Jamaica. I am asking you tonight. Wholeness needs to focus on the country. You know what they're talking about? Tough than disrespecting the medical doctors and the nurses in the hospitals. You know what they're talking about? The land grabbing that is happening in St. Thomas, where the people in house are demolished, in a St. Anne, where people houses are being demolished, and the land grabbing in a Parity and all of those areas. That is what they're talking about. So you have totally gotten it wrong in your political strategy room and your war room. But you're not explaining to the Jamaican people that you needed to use it to deflect and to distract so you can find some time to find. You know what they're also talking about? The government's absence from Buju's funeral. So when Nationwide is coming to do the government's work and not the work of a journalist, the fourth estate is so compromised. The fourth estate is so compromised. And Jamaican people are saying to you, if you are listening well to them, you would have known that that voice note would have catched no fire. Kwani, you are on the street. Are you hearing anybody talking about this voice note? Are you hearing any average Jamaican people talking about the voice note? If you were, are you hearing even your co-workers talking about? You don't recognize it's only JLP operatives talking about the voice note. Paid JLP entrepreneurs like Infomedia and the Pedophile One in Atlanta. And all of those. You don't realize it's them alone talking about it. The voice note, therefore, Matthew Samuda, Marlon Morgan, Abka Fitzhenley, Andrew Holness, Cliff Hughes, Dana Morris, Nadine Spence, and all of you bloggers with Vegas, none of you have mastered the art of political communication. They've all failed their bro God, Courtney. Because when bro God gets back the sentimental analysis from the AI tonight, the AI is going to tell him the people talking about the toll, the people talking about the hurricane relief, the people talking about the 10,000 despicable, the people talking, Courtney, about the state of the hospitals, the people talking about the readiness of schools. None, Andrew Holness, Cliff Hughes, and you political goons in the Holness strategy room. They're asking about the 60 buses. They're still asking about the thief in bus them with Daryl not carry in. Now, Jamaica, I'm going into Andre's take tonight. Jamaica. Tonight, this little Jingbang senator has never come under my radar because he's one of the little, we don't call it one of Courtney, Kwashi senator. But I see then send him out because you know he not have no impact. So then send him out for contact some things to the Jamaica. And because then send him out, I go and put back the little Kwashi senator boy. Tam Tavares Pitney. So this little Kwashi come out to the Jamaica. Somebody say persona non grata. I want to talk tonight directly Jamaica to Christian Tavares Finson. Today, the senator accused the PNP of being unpatriotic over the so-called leaked voice notes. Senator Tavares Finson. Unpatriotic. What this man mean by unpatriotic? Let's talk about that, Senator Tavares Finson. This isn't just any senator Jamaica. It's a Kwashi senator, you know. Tavares Finson, Christian, is the son of the president of the Senate, Tom Tavares Finson. One is family business in the Jamaica Labour Party. One of the Jamaica Labour Party most senior figures and a close ally to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. So forgive me if I am not exactly shocked at him defending the government's position. Dog Pa brother-in-law Courtney. Hey, you remember Dog Pa Jamaica? Hey. But here's my problem tonight with the Kwashi senator. Instead of answering the questions Jamaicans are asking about the contents of this recording, the strategy appeared is to what? Attack the opposition. Call them unpatriotic. Senator Tavares, I want to tell you something. Jamaican Senator Tavares are smart enough to decide for themselves who is acting in the national interest. The real issue isn't about who leaked the voice note recording. Christian, come here, Kwashi, son of Tavares Finson, who is the president of the Senate and a loyalist to Holness. Christian Tavares, me know sir Abka fits and give you the script for come out, come talk. But Christian Tavares, you call it unpatriotic. You know what the Jamaican people call it unpatriotic? The 10,000 despicable coming to the island. You want to know what is unpatriotic? The Jamaican people, we're in a Western Jamaica, we can't have roof and light and water and road, house and school, and you are carrying despicable because you get money for it. That is what Jamaicans call unpatriotic. You know what is unpatriotic, Senator Tavares Kwashi? You know what is unpatriotic? The nurses and the doctors were fear walking in the shitty water. And when they're done, they are fear the what? I wonder if I should have ball out tonight. I wonder if I should have ball out tonight.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election.
You know what is unpatriotic? The Cornwall regional, where the rat and the people them I run up and down, the rat I run up and down, over the dead body them, and that unpatriotic. What me say, Almighty God, we need you.
What can go so?
Help, we Pdtv the
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this.
So when you come, hey team, ball out, team,
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament.
You know what is unpatriotic? You know what is unpatriotic? Is every time Jamaicans hear the bell, them think about a thief coming from the Jamaica Labour Party. That is what is unpatriotic. Thief! Yeah, man, the thief them a come. Every time the Jamaican hear the bell, them get a signal say a thief a come. That is unpatriotic. You know what is unpatriotic? You have a member of parliament and a minister who is to be charged for illicit enrichment, and you all sit down with the old thief and the goon, Andrew Wheatley. You know what is unpatriotic? I want to tell you tonight what is unpatriotic, Senator Tavares Finson. The hundreds of people who are dying in the hospitals. No ventilator, no oxygen, no CT scanner, no MRI machine. No toilet paper, no linen. Copy, man, bring a teeth in, Bell. That is what is unpatriotic. But you don't understand the concept of unpatriotic. Almost 5 years. A prime minister is uncertified, and you're going to talk about unpatriotic. Your prime minister is unpatriotic to the Jamaican people. And you know, today, Courtney, is his birthday. That is Andrew Holness' birthday. I don't know how old he is, but if he was patriotic, he would have handed in his resignation to show Courtney he loved the people of Jamaica. Him celebrated with Kamina and whom? Him celebrated with Kamina and Fable. I never see the wife come celebrate the birthday with him. I don't know if Rhoda was there, but I'm sure she's going to celebrate it with him tonight. Ball out, Jamaica. I wonder if it's him going up the road or him going up to the Beverly Hills. All I know, one of them going to service him tonight. Ball out!
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election.
So when you're talking about unpatriotic prime minister, you 54 years old, you Christopher Tavares Finson, he's 54 years old today. And all I'm saying to the Jamaican people, tonight, when you hear gibberish from Christian Tavares Finson, you must box them and throw it to a Courtney. What kind of nonsense is that you're coming to talk about unpatriotic? You know the funny thing about it, Jamaica, and I'm going to say it, the unpatriotic is cruel, thieving from the Jamaican children when they're disadvantaged. Already from our education system, where on average 1,500 to 2,500 US is paid for a child, disadvantaging the child already in the Caribbean, and that child has to compete against other Caribbean students who are getting 20,000 on average being paid for them for schooling. I'm going to say this to you. An innocent little girl who should be alive playing with her friends is dead. 10-year-old Shania Kedra Coke was found murdered in the bushes in Troy district of Trelawney. She's just 10 years old. Every parent's nightmare, every community's worst fear. And tonight, an entire nation is asking the same question. How could this happen again? As the news of the discovery spread, anger exploded across the community. A man accused by residents of carrying out the attack was himself killed, while another person believed to be the man's father was also murdered. Tonight, Jamaica, the entire community has been left traumatized. But beyond the grief, beyond the outrage, Jamaica has to confront a difficult question. Why do we keep failing our children? I want Jamaica to hear what the father said today. I want Jamaicans to hear what Shania's father had to say. Listen to this, Jamaica.
Having lost a child, how many children do you have?
7.
7 children. Was she your youngest?
No, she's not the youngest. I have one below her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I have several children, but they're big. They're big ones. You know, I have kids up to 43 years old. You know, but these are the young set. I have 4 young girls.
Mm-hmm.
18, 12, 10 that pass, and a 9-year-old. And these two, the 9-year-old and the 10-year-old, they share the same birthday, the 1st of February. They born on that date, but different year. And I missed her a lot. And because she always been around me, she very man as ever. Community people love her. And all the friends and family in the neighborhood and everyone stepped out to her, and she know each person by their first name, last name, nickname. She know everybody. She's very friendly. She and everyone get along well. Don't talk about school. Her reports up to the top. She went to Tribe Primary School. That's where she went. And she's 10 years of age. And she good in her academics and all these type of stuff which happens at schools and stuff like that. She go out, she do what she have to do. She master most of this craft which is at the school. Yeah. That's what I could say about my child. I miss her very much, and I feel terrible knowing that I miss her at that young, tender age. She see no life yet. She's just growing up. Just growing up.
Just growing up. Tonight, an entire community has been left traumatized. But beyond grief, beyond outrage, beyond what has confronted a difficult question, why do we, Jamaica, keep failing our children? Every time something like this happens, there is a statement of sympathy, promises of investigation, and calls for justice. Then the headline fades. Until what, Jamaica? The next child. Tonight, let's remember Shania not as another statistic, but as a little girl whose life ended too soon. Matthew, I want to be on the screen to talk to Jamaica tonight. The man who was murdered is said to be a sex offender in the community. It is further said his father has protected him for years. I'm not going to cry tonight, Jamaica, but I'm angry. I am angry, Jamaica, because Shania has been one child so often. And when I call on the sex offenders registry, Courtney, to be made public, it's because drunkards like the one that they used vigilante justice and got rid of, if he was removed, or if he was locked up, or if he was taken out of the community, Shania would be alive today. This country, the community, the society, the government has failed Shania. If you look at what he did to her, her throat was slashed. She was sexually assaulted. And here is Delroy Chuck protecting the sex offenders registry because too much of his labor right friends are on it. The church must take a stance for the children of this country. And on that, 10,000 of them coming. 10,000 of them coming. So, more children like Shania will become victims. More children, Courtney, like little baby Shania, 10 years old. Locking your doors don't mean that your child is safe. Because these sexual predators will come in, assault you, assault your child, then murder you. Up to 2025, Courtney, the alleged murderer who was killed Had a rape case in Trelawney. So him have a thing for little girls. He has a thing for little girls. Where is the government to release the sex offenders registry? Why is not that on the parliamentary agenda? Where we're talking about releasing the sex offenders registry. Why are we protecting them? I gather he's also her cousin, I am being told. I know I don't hear the women coming out to condemn the act, you know. Oh, no. Jamaica, my apologies. Oh, no. I don't hear the powerful women come out to condemn the act of what has happened, Shalanaya. But all of you, agendas are wrong in this country. I don't hear the media house come out and condemn the act of what has happened and use their platforms to bring up back the stories of how many children. How many children? Look at the little baby. What could a little baby like her do to give you an arousal? You're a nasty, dirty man. No, Courtney, what could a baby like she do to give you an arousal? Why you never go sex the pig or sex the goat or sex the hog or sex the chicken? Why would you see a little baby with her innocence? Her innocence, that is a part of the Courtney. What could make a little baby like her? But because it's not sensational news and because it is not clickbait, it's a human interest story, it now go get enough likes. So the newsroom them no need to carry it. Society failed her. And society has continuously failed the children, the girls and the boys. You know how many children in Jamaica are suffering in silence because of molestation, rape? You know how many little baby girls and little baby boys in this country suffering because of molestation and rape? You know how many women who are big women right now? And I better you promote the bestiality, Courtney, than you go have sex with the little picnic. If you wanted to jack off or wanted to get an erection or wanted to release, you never needed to go do that to the child. You could have go get one dolly. Go get a dolly and leave the people them pick me alone. Go get a sex toy and leave the people them pick me alone. You nasty, dirty drunkards out there. I'm speaking from a position knowing me not promote a thing, but look what he did to the child. Look what he did to the child. Look what he did. If you saw those pictures, Jamaica, of what he did to baby Shania. Oh, God. Oh, God. It could be your child. Oh, God. It could have been your baby. When are we going to get it right? When are we as a society going to get it right? When are we? When are we, Jamaica? When are we going to get it right? Jamaica. I'm not going to say this tone, I say this tone well. Baby Shania never deserved this. No child deserved this level of cruelty to them.
Nikisha Birchall a few days ago spoke at a conference, right? And she said that she was a little bit worried because she doesn't have any assigned security detail protecting her. And she said she was concerned about the fact that, given the fact that she's a new MP, she's very outspoken. She has a lot of critics. A lot of people don't like her for being, how outspoken she is. So therefore, she kind of said this. And in response to her saying this, the Deputy Prime Minister, who's also the National Security Minister, came out yesterday to say, well, Nikisha, you didn't formally apply for protection. So there is a whole system that exists that if MPs are afraid or if they're concerned, they have to apply for protection. Now, I feel like this story, when I read into it and I looked into it and I spent some time going over it with some former police officers, right? We were trying to get a sense as to what is going on? How does someone qualify for protection? So there you go. Look at this photo. Can we go full frame on this? If we look at the Prime Minister next to the police commissioner, sorry, not the police commissioner, as a senior officer, he's got the Deputy Prime Minister, you've got a guy on his right who's secret, who's obviously a close protection officer. There are multiple people in this photo. So when we see politicians out and about, how is it decided how many officers they get, how much protection they get? And the reason I say that is because we're going to get into that. We're going to hear from an expert in a few moments who's going to give us an insight. He provides protection to some of the most important people in America. And he's a former police captain as well. But first, I want to play you this clip from Christopher Brown. He's the MP for St. Mary's Southeastern. And this is him discussing an attack that happened on his constituency exactly a year ago today. Take a listen to this.
Last night, a cowardly criminal act targeted our campaign and our democracy. My dedicated constituency chairman awoke to find a stone violently thrown through the window of our clearly branded campaign van, parked peacefully at his family home. This was not random vandalism. This was a deliberate, targeted act of intimidation against my team and a direct assault on our peaceful campaign. They attacked our van, bearing the message, "We deserve everything better, everything Chris," because it represents our commitment to you.
So I hope you guys are following along. We're setting the scene. That's Christopher Brown talking about an attack on his constituency. And at the time, obviously, he was visibly shaken to the point where that statement was put out. Now, given the fact that we've got Jamaica, right, that is a country, I'll say it's an unfortunate thing to say, but it's one of the most violent countries in the world. And that's because of its history of gun violence in particular.
Now, Jamaica. The Parliament's Public Accounts Committee has heard from the director or the Director General of the ODPM, Alvin Galel, that the government does not own. The government does not own the website it used to coordinate the Hurricane Melissa relief donation. You hear there? The government does not own the website used to coordinate the Hurricane Melissa relief donation. And that's not all. The Director General of ODPM also revealed that the owner of the website has access to the information provided by donors. The audit found significant information governance gaps, inadequate access, management, and non-compliance with data protection requirements. What did you all expect, Jamaica? What did you all expect? I want to turn your eyes to something. Many of you, when the government announced this Support Jamaica campaign, they all convinced you that this was the website. It was the website that said www.gog, Government of Jamaica, you know. And they all convinced you. You remember this, what the Prime Minister said? Producer, you can play what the Prime Minister said for me, please.
I'm pleased to report that I have seen improvements in the functioning of ADPEM, and they were tasked to do a few things. One of them would be to strengthen their inventory management system, to put a system in place that delivers real-time information. They are well down the wicket with that through support from our Information Technology Authority. And the objective of that, the end objective of that, is to answer calls and support the whole idea of transparency. So eventually, and when I say eventually, very soon, as soon as the system is up and running, then we will be able to publish for the public to see what came in as donations and what went out as in terms of their usage and who were the beneficiaries. So the public will be able to see in real time what is the status of donations. That gives confidence to the public. It gives confidence to our donors as well. In these matters, there should be nothing secret.
Heat lifey.
Yes, comrades! Youth and youth! Undecided voters! PNP coming again! So tell your neighbor, tell your friend! Green man I ride like mule, and I take the nation for fall! But we have a new name for him! What him name Eli! Bangarang! Oh, we tired of the labor pay! The drive across the bus and the country going down the drain! Yes, we tired of the labor pay! Poverty of us we shut and we going insane! Why? Eli!
The man said in real time, this is what the Prime Minister postulated. This is what the Prime Minister told the country. In real time, you would have seen on the website how the monies were donated. Was that ever shown to the country? The donors would have seen who donated what, etc. Was that shown to the country? No. The Director General is telling us that there is a significant issue where they found significant information security governance gaps, inadequate access management, and non-compliance with data protection requirements. So that means, you know, the donors who donated, your credit card information is not secured. It is telling you tonight. But ask yourself, who is in charge of this website that Andrew Holness created, the government used? Who is in charge of this website? This website in question is done by Amber Group. You remember the descent man? You remember the man who came here as a what? What him came here as? To do readings and do yoga. Turn self-acclaimed millionaire and billionaire under the Andrew Holness regime. Are you remembering? It's the same Amber Group in COVID. He came here as a spiritual leader and now he...
What can go so?
He came here Jamaica as a yoga instructor. I wonder if the producer can find those pictures with wholeness on this man. He came here as a yoga instructor, and he has become a self-acclaimed billionaire in this country under the wholeness administration. I wonder if someone remember. It's the same Amber Group that have the deficiencies now with this website. Remember in a COVID, when you did hear say people information got lost and people's information got hacked, it's the same Amber Group. So if it is the same Amber Group that had the deficiencies in COVID, how you use the same Dusant Salvavida, something like that. So ask yourself this, Jamaica. Ask yourself this. Ask yourself this, Jamaica. From moving to yoga to developing website, I am asking you tonight, Jamaican government never have the capacity to develop the website. Remember, you have so many technologies. You're going to tell me, say the government website. Never. You couldn't, Andrew Wellness, you couldn't use the government of Jamaica website to collect the money. I'm going to say it again. You couldn't use the government of Jamaica website to collect the money. You went far. Your friend, your crony. Andrew Wellness, somebody tell me says your business partner. Is there any truth to the argument? Andrew Wellness, do you have any shares in the Amber Group? Andrew Wellness, do you have any shares in the Amber Group? Are you a silent investor in Amber Group?
Today, we celebrate a remarkable woman of God. You can define her by Proverbs 31. Miss Hortense Grace Williams, Mama Will, Sister Will, Nana, Girly. She's the definition of love, the definition of loyalty, the definition of kindness, and an unwavering commitment to others. Left an incredible mark to everyone privileged to know her. She was a woman of service, whether to her children, her grandchildren, her great-grand, her in-laws, her church family, her community. She gave generously of herself. She was always present when she was needed, offering love, offering guidance, encouragement, practical support without hesitation. Sister Will was very instrumental to this church. She was the first cook for the Waterford Missionary Basic School. And there's much more I could say, but it will be said in the eulogy. But the person who I am today, the blueprint is built on Sister Will. The cooking, Mama Will stew peas out of the restaurant. The good goated soup, the manish water, or some good red pea soup with pig's tail. You would know Sister Will in the Christmas because she saved her ham bone to make the nice gungo pea soup. There's much more I could say. Who I am today, she built me. There's a song that she sang every time she held me. Sometime I would wake up seeing this woman over me praying in the nights, singing the song, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as they shall
walk and not faint. Teach me, Lord. Teach me, Lord, how to wait.
I never knew the importance of that song until years after. When I had my many struggles, when things were really bad for me, she would call me and say, don't make Suzette and Sharon know, say me I go get the little pension money from Dada. But even if it was a $2,000, she would carry it come. Carissa said to me, she wants to see me. And I tell Carissa I'm not coming yet. A spirit said to me this Saturday afternoon, carry home Carissa. I'm going to give her what she wanted. Every time I look for Mama, I would give her like a little $5,000 or a little $10,000. Or if I don't do it, I send it with Carissa, or send it with Sasha, or send it with my mother, but she get it. But the last Saturday I saw her, and I gave her the $5,000. She said to me, I can't go rest now. But, Mama, 92 years is not a little time. She grew many of us here in Waterford Missionary can talk about the kindness of Sister Will and what love means, because many of us who were abandoned, she showed us love. So I'm going to say to the legacy that she has built, let us be a family together. One of her final wish was for me and my mother to restore our relationship. It wasn't easy, but she witnessed this year. She witnessed this year. A mother and a son come back together to carry on her legacy. So I could do it, as she would say, God will do it. I could do it, the Williams family, the Christie family, and everybody who know her. Just I could do what she want, because God will do it. Amen.
We're coming through. We're coming through. Reverse the curve. Send back the order. Reverse the curve. Send back the order. Where he come from? Anywhere he come from. If a Jamaica, if a Clarendon, if a St. Thomas he come from, St. Mary. Send it back. Send it back. We don't want to hear ya. Come out of Jamaica. Leave we Highland. Leave Jamaica. Leave Jamaica. Me say leave Jamaica. We are going to